Hello and welcome to Challenge Solutions. My name is Caitlyn, and in this video I'll be reviewing the Envision Glasses. So this is going to be a review. It's going to be my opinion on the glasses. If you're looking for a tutorial or a demonstration on them, I'm going to put some links to other content in the description. There are a lot of people who have done some really in-depth demos of these glasses, including the Envision team themselves. So if you have these glasses and you need some extra training on them, I would encourage you to look at those videos instead of this one. This is just going to be my thoughts on who these are for and how they stand up to the other smart glasses competition. So before we get started, let's talk about what the Envision glasses are. The Envision glasses are smart glasses, and I believe they are built on Google Glass. They are designed specifically for the blind and visually impaired, and they have a lot of features like reading text, scanning documents, locating objects, and I think the thing that most people want them for is they can interface with Aira, so you can talk to an Aira agent hands-free. They can see through the camera on the glasses, and you can also call what's called an Envision ally, which is one of your people, your friends or family members that you've added to the Envision app, and they can help you via the glasses camera. So this video is going to be done based on the Envision Glasses Professional Edition running software version 6.2. Anything beyond that could change. I know they're working on implementing a lot of new AI features, so if you're watching this way in the future, this is probably going to be pretty outdated. For starters, I will show you the Envision Glasses case. I'm told that this case actually looks really nice and it's built really well. It's made from this hard shell covered in this kind of like rough canvasy feeling material, and I believe it says Envision on the front in raised print. It opens with a zipper, and it also has this nice little wristlet or lanyard that I think is really nice because I can hang it off of my backpack and have this case in really easy reach. So I'll open the case up. It opens as kind of this clamshell design. I'll hold it up for any sighted and semi-sighted viewers. Hopefully that's in frame. And the glasses just kind of rest inside. So I'll take these out. These are the frames that I chose. They have several different frame designs. These are the tortoiseshell ones. I picked these because they are smaller. They're kind of like a rectangular shape, and sighted friends have told me they actually look pretty comparable to some glasses that are in style right now, which is really nice. They do definitely look like smart glasses or some sort of wearable tech, because on the right earpiece they have this long like swipe bar where all the electronics are held and where you do your touch gestures, and it is pretty apparent if people are looking straight at you. And then on the front, at the top of the right lens, there is a little light, and I'm told that actually if you have sight and you're wearing these, you can see in text what the glasses are saying on the inside, so it's kind of like a tiny little screen. I don't actually think it's going to be helpful for most low vision users because it is so small. But the thing that you should know is that there is a light here, so it is going to be obvious that it is technology. It doesn't just look like a normal pair of glasses. But I would say that in terms of wearable blindy tech right now, these are some of the better looking and definitely the most comfortable to wear glasses out there, aside from mainstream options like the Meta Ray-Bans. So I will put these on and show you what they look like on me, if you can see, and you're going to hear them talking a little bit because they kind of activate whenever you put them on. So these fit my face pretty well. I would say I have a smaller face. There are several other frame options, but one thing to note is that they may impact your vision if you have any residual vision. Our other team member, Macy, has chosen a different frame because these frames do block some of her remaining vision. So that is something to think about if you are going to choose a different frame, you definitely will want to try on the different frames from a technology dealer if at all possible, to pick the one that is going to look the best on you and also work with any vision that you have left over. So now I'll take these off and I will show you Macy's frames. These are the other frames, and I do not remember exactly what these are called right now, but I will make sure that I write it in the description. Mine were the tortoiseshell, so these are the other sort of standard frame option. These are much bigger and more square, and they feel really big on my face. So again, if you have a smaller frame, these are gonna be pretty big on you, and I would definitely think about the tortoiseshell or just the standard, like, original Envision frames that I'll show you in a second. So I can even feel that these are kind of sliding down my nose right now and not going to stay on as well as the other ones. So I'll take these off and then I will show you the original Envision frames. So the extra frames are also in a really nice case. It opens like a clamshell and it seals magnetically, and it's kind of made out of this nice, like, fake leathery feeling material. These don't have the Envision swipe bar on them right now. They just have kind of the standard glasses earpiece on the right side because I don't want to switch my Envision device at this moment, but I will put these on so you can see how they look. So these are literally just the top part of a glasses frame. There are no lenses in the original Envision frames. So these are literally just a piece of wire running across the top of your face. They are just the top half of a standard pair of glasses frame. So the left earpiece is also kind of a metal wire feeling texture, and then that comes across the top of your face, and then the right side would be the Envision electronic box, basically. So no lenses, no bottom part of the frames, and when the Envision bar is connected to the right side, you do still have that light and screen component that comes out over the top of your right eye. So if you have a significant amount of remaining vision that's impacted by the other frames, these would definitely be a good option because there is nothing obscuring your vision. There are no lenses at all, so that is definitely something to think about. But I would say these are the most obviously not normal looking option because it is just glasses frames and a light, so people are definitely going to know that these are not standard glasses. So that is something to consider, but again, they are a good option if you have vision that you want to be able to use. And I also think these will go over the top of other glasses potentially. The nose piece might obscure it possibly, but you can use just a glasses repair kit to change the configuration of these. So you could probably work it out to where they would go over the top of existing glasses if you had like a prescription or sunglasses that you wanted to wear with these frames. That might be an option. Again, I'm not going to demo these because there are plenty of existing demos, but there are a few things that I want to talk about that I think people should be aware of. So the question that most people ask when they think about getting these is, what can these do that my iPhone can't, or why do I need these when I have a phone? And I would actually wager to say that for most people, the answer is you don't need these glasses if you have a phone, because the camera on the glasses is objectively bad by 2024 standards. Your phone camera is way ahead of the Envision glasses camera, and that means that the Envision camera is so dependent on near perfect lighting conditions that it is really hard to get a clear and accurate enough picture to be useful using that camera. I have found that my phone camera is a lot faster and easier and more accurate, especially when working with AI or scanning long documents, than the glasses camera is. Really, the only reason you should even be considering these glasses at this time is if you need a hands-free option for travel. The biggest reason why I chose to get these is because I am traveling twice a year now for grad school. I'm in a hybrid grad school program, so that's a lot of airport navigation, carrying bags, that kind of thing, and I also could potentially be going for conferences too. And using Ira or GPS or anything involving my phone while working my guide dog and carrying everything is a nightmare. I think every blind person has experienced that at some point in their life. So if you are in a situation like that, if you're going a lot and you're struggling to use your phone with your cane or your dog and everything else you're juggling, and you use Ira or you want the option to use Be My AI or have some instant text availability hands-free, I would say these are not necessarily a bad option. The Ira feature does work really well. It was super easy to set up, and I haven't used it a ton yet. I've only had these for a few months, and I haven't taken a huge travel adventure with them yet. But what I have tested it with has worked reasonably well. The subpar camera doesn't necessarily impact Ira calling capability as much as it does scanning documents or the object detection, because you're able to work with the agent in real time and they are a sighted human trying to make sense of that image and not an AI processing it. So it does go a little bit faster and it doesn't have that much of an impact. So if you just need a hands-free Ira device really desperately, these are an okay option right now. But know that that is probably the only thing that you're going to use these glasses for ever, because everything else pales in comparison to what your phone can do. I can have a full-blown conversation with Be My AI or Access AI before the glasses are done processing an image to answer my question. So know that there is going to be a lot of inaccuracy and they are significantly slower. The other thing to note is you need Wi-Fi for basically every feature with these, so you are going to have to be connected to your iPhone hotspot all the time, and that drains the battery a lot. So if you're using these a lot for travel, you're definitely going to need to carry a battery pack with you for your phone, and possibly for the glasses. I have found that they really don't have a great battery life, and they also never really seem to power off correctly. Don't mind my guide dog shaking in the background. She's ready for her dinner. So they go dead really fast. So there have been several times where I've charged them the night before, and then later the next day I've gone to pull them out of the case to use them, and they've had no battery life left. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. They are not necessarily the most reliable thing, and you will need to carry extra chargers with you all the time. I've also found that they don't stay connected to my phone hotspot very well. So 9 times out of 10 when I go to use the glasses, I have to reconnect them to my iPhone hotspot. And it saves the information. It just doesn't automatically connect. So it's not like I'm re-entering a password every time, but I do have to go into the menu and select my phone every time. So that will take a few extra seconds, and I could see that being annoying if you're in an airport setting and you just need to call Ira, and you might be able to grab a person faster than you could do that entire process. So that is also something to consider. Like I said, probably the only feature you're going to use is Ira, but there are a couple of other features that I think are worth noting as potentially useful. The instant text and document scanning are things that I will never use because my phone can just do it so much better. Same with the color identifier and the light meter and all of the things like that that are kind of standard with specifically blind devices like this. But they do have an explore mode and a find object feature that I think is somewhat useful. So in the explore mode, as you're walking, the glasses can announce various things that the camera sees. So for instance, it can tell you if there's a person in front of you, if you are walking towards a chair, if there's a car, that kind of thing. So that I think is particularly useful. I could see myself using it to locate empty chairs. I actually have done that before and it works reasonably well. That being said, the Envision app on your phone can do the same thing, and it's going to do it better and faster because your phone camera is better than the glasses camera. But it is a cool thing to have if you need a hands-free option, especially if you're in a crowded area or a new area and you're looking for a specific thing, or you just want to know kind of what's around you and what's happening. I think that can be helpful. It's definitely not something you should rely on. I would not count on it for super accurate information or navigation, but it is reasonably accurate most of the time if the lighting is good. So it can be a decent orientation supplement to all of the other things that you are using. The find objects thing also is cool. It allows you to search for a specific object, for instance, a coffee cup, a water bottle, a laptop, a backpack, even a cat and a dog. Again, the glasses camera is bad. The app does the same thing better, but it is a cool feature, and I actually have used the Envision app to scan the room for my cat on multiple occasions. So that is a noteworthy feature in my opinion. There's also the call an ally option. So I mentioned this briefly earlier. Instead of calling an Aira agent, you can have your friends and family sign up to be an Envision ally for you through the Envision app, and you can call them. They can see through the camera like an Aira agent would and help you with whatever it is you need help with. So if you have a more personal task or someone that doesn't mind helping you or that you trust more, then that can be a useful feature for some people, I think. Again, I hesitate to say it's worth getting these glasses for that, because you can literally FaceTime that person from your phone, and it's going to be easier and definitely a better image quality and probably more secure. But it is an option if you find yourself needing that hands-free a lot. So with all that being said, now I want to talk about other options here. For a long time, this has been our hands-free option for things like Aira. There really hasn't been another competitor that was anywhere in the ballpark of as good as Envision when it comes to basic, blindness technology things in smart glasses form, and especially hands-free Aira. But now we have the Meta Ray-Ban collaboration. Unfortunately, I do not have a pair of Meta Bands right now. I have played with them very, very briefly in their early stages of development, so I can't give you a one-to-one comparison at this time. I do hope to own them in the nearest future, so I will update whenever I have them available to compare to these. But I do think they are going to be a better option for most people very soon. So as I understand it, at the time of this video recording, they are not able to be used as a camera for Aira and Be My Eyes, but that is in development. Aira is running a pilot program with them, and Be My Eyes recently announced that they are partnering with Meta and will be available on the Meta Bands, I think by the end of this year. So that is a feature that is coming, and in terms of camera quality, they are light years ahead of Envision. The camera on those, because it is mainstream tech, it was developed in the last several years, they have a very good camera. I don't believe it's iPhone comparable, but it is a much better camera, and the processor is much faster. They also look a lot less smart glasses-y. If people are looking at you, they can definitely tell that they are wearable tech. They definitely look like they have some extra components in there, but generally speaking, they're a lot more sleek, and they look a lot more comparable to Ray-Ban sunglasses than the Envision glasses do. They don't have that little light and screen component coming out over the lens. There are parts that do light up, so there are lights, but they are not as visually apparent or obtrusive as the Envision light is. So if you want something that looks better, I would definitely hold out hope for the Meta Bands, and I also think that the charging situation is much better. They actually have a charging case, so kind of like your AirPods do. They can go into their case, and the case holds extra batteries, so whenever you're not wearing them, they are getting charged as long as your case is charged. So they're going to hold up and be a lot more reliable in terms of battery than the Envision glasses. And they're also, I've heard, a less battery drain on your phone than Envision. Also, from what I've experienced with them, even in the very beginning stages, the AI responses were much quicker and much more accurate and fluid than the Envision glasses. So if you want glasses that can do AI stuff, or even that can read a little bit better because of the better camera, they are going to do that slightly better and faster. I won't say that AI in those glasses is significantly better, but it is definitely a pretty major improvement on Envision. And I've also seen some people using it to get pretty accurate GPS or map info, and Envision definitely is not there yet, so that can be an excellent option. They are definitely also much cheaper than Envision. As you can imagine, Envision has the blind detect apps, but the Metabands are only about $300, so pretty reasonably affordable for what they are, I would say. The audio quality for the Metabands is also way better, and I would say they are more comfortable to use. Again, I haven't worn them for an extensive period of time, but because the right earpiece is not as bulky, I imagine that they are going to fit most people better and also be more comfortable, especially if you're wearing them for an extended period of time. And they also have more frame options, and you can even get like prescription lenses put in them if that's something that you would benefit from. The one downside that I will point out from the Metabands, just from my brief experience, is they are seemingly exclusively voice controlled. So to do anything, you have to say, "Hey Meta, look," and then give it a command. Whereas the Envision glasses have a touch bar and can be controlled pretty much entirely from touch gestures. So that pretty much concludes my opinion / review of the Envision glasses and a little bit of a comparison to Metabands. If you own either one of these smart glasses, feel free to share your experience and opinion in the comments. Especially if you own the Metabands, I would love to hear how they've helped you so far and what your opinion of the AI is. And if you're in the IRA beta program with them, I would love some feedback on how well that is going. I do plan to own a pair as soon as IRA is working reasonably stably on them, because that's really the only thing I see myself using smart glasses for, because my phone can do everything else like I've said. But I would love some input on how you have found the experience of using those and what you would say the best features are if you have worked with them more extensively than I have. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up so the algorithm continues to know we exist. Share it with anyone you think could benefit from it. If you have any questions or suggestions for future content, please drop those in the comments below or use our contact form linked in the description. If you want to see more content from us, you can also check out our blog, also linked in the description. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.